Hey everybody, it's Zach, Tennis Pro Doc, helping you improve your game with science. This week's head-to-head is from a subscriber request. But first of all, this week, I'd love to know what shoe you're playing in right now. Let me know in the comments down below. All right, without further ado, Nike Air Zoom GP Turbo versus Adidas SoleCourt Boost. If you'd like to see the play test and teardowns of these two shoes, I will link them down below. To the head-to-head series, 4 categories: speed, comfort, durability, and playability. 5 points in each category, total of 20. I remember the foot doctor side of me is probably going to be a little more harsh on these shoes than some other reviewers, but I do think that is the best way to evaluate these shoes, to really tear them down, strip them down. That way you can find out what about these shoes you really do like and which ones you want to buy. Now, first category, speed. Both these shoes are pretty fast. The GP Turbos had an average of 14.61 seconds on the suicide test I performed on them during the various play tests, and the Adidas SoleCourt Boost was 14.72 seconds on average. But when you look at initial push-off force and speed, the SoleCourt Boost does have quite a bit going on the forefoot. It does have that bulky lateral flange, good for stability, not as much for speed. So it is going to be a little harder to get up and go than the GP Turbos. And the GP Turbos, number one, have a really aerodynamic forefoot. If you look at it, it resembles the Boeing 787, which is built for aerodynamics in the air. Number two, it's got that 2-layer, number one, airbag Strombel unit on top and Zoom Air unit on the bottom, going all the way from the heel to the forefoot. So it's gonna give you a great initial push-off. So I'm giving the SoleCourt Boost a 4 out of 5 on speed and the GP Turbos a 5 out of 5 on speed. Now, neither of these are the lightest shoes in the world. However, both of them have such great midsole tech that uses that weight for a really efficient energy return. All right, so comfort. Both of these shoes are very plush shoes. The Adidas SoleCourt Boost is going to take you a little bit longer to break in the arch, and the Nike Air Zoom GP Turbos are just a little bit more narrow in the toe box. Besides the forefoot of the GP Turbos, they really have no break-in. So for me, both the SoleCourt Boost and the GP Turbo get a 4 out of 5 on comfort. Now remember, if you have two shoes that you would like to see go head-to-head, make sure you let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know your pick between these shoes in the comments down below, and if you agree or disagree with my ranking system. So durability. Both shoes had excellent durability during the Dremel test, 10 seconds highest grit sandpaper, 1 millimeter of damage. But it's the uppers and the midsole that have vastly different durability profiles between the two shoes. The Nike Air Zoom GP Turbos uppers are not the most durable on the market. They have this fly weave up here, and the Adidas SoleCourt Boost actually does have some boost foam on the lateral flange that could fray if you do slide a lot or if you do drag on the outside of your foot. Because of the uppers on the GP Turbo and the midsole construction on the lateral flange of the SoleCourt Boost, I'm giving them both a 4 out of 5. All right, my favorite category, playability. Now, even though I'll admit both of these are two of my favorite shoes, they do have some pluses and minuses with playability. First of all, the GP Turbo is a hard court shoe. Now, if you're playing on hard courts only, the GP Turbos would get an 8 out of 5 for me. However, they are terrible on clay, and I don't even know if I would use them on a carpet either. Whereas the SoleCourt Boost, the base model of these, is good for pretty much every surface. Now, the GP Turbo is a lot quicker and bouncier than the SoleCourt Boost in my opinion. However, the SoleCourt Boost is much more stable with that lateral flange and those dual shanks. Now, both have really high heel counters, which keep you really secure when moving aggressively. So for playability, I'm giving both a 4.5 for a grand total of 17 out of 20 for the Nike Air Zoom GP Turbo and 16 out of 20 for the Adidas SoleCourt Boost. What it really comes down to is speed and court surface. If you're playing only on hard courts, GP Turbo. If you're playing on multiple court surfaces, SoleCourt Boost. If you have a history of ankle sprains or instability, then also SoleCourt Boost. And remember, in certain markets, both of these shoes are available in a clay-specific model, so make sure you check and see if those are available in your area. Otherwise, I hope you all have a great day, great night where you're tuning in from. Thanks for hanging out with me. See you next time.